Good morning students, myself Vinod Badi. Today we will study our chapter number 3, atoms and molecules. In this chapter we will study about the atoms. Here the different scientists of different regions have given the ideas about the atoms. In our Indian scientist has given the concept about the atoms as Pramanu, and he considered the substance as Padarth. Now, first of all, the Maharshi Kanad has postulated that if when we continuously divided a substance, means a Padarth, then it will break down into a fine particles, and it will continuously divided into a fine particles. Then one stage appears where this particle cannot be divided more further, and this smallest particle he named as Pramanu. That is the Maharshi Kanad postulates. After that, the Pakuda Katyam is another Indian scientist who has given the concept of the atoms, that these smallest particles combine together to form the substance or the bigger unit. As similar to that, the Greek philosophers also gives an idea or concept on the atoms. That is the scientist named Democritus and Leucippus. Democritus and Leucippus also says the same thing, that when we continuously divided a substance or a matter, then it will divide it into a smallest particles which cannot be further divided, and this smallest particle known as atom. This concept is given by the Democritus and Leucippus. After that, there are laws of combination of a substances. What are the laws? There are two laws of the combination. First one is law of conservation of mass. In that we can perform an activity. Through this activity we can give an idea about this law of conservation of mass. We can take a conical flask. In that conical flask, take a capillary tube. Now take two substances X and Y. Fill the conical flask with 10 ml of water. Now add a substance X in this water and take the substance Y in a capillary tube, and with the help of the thread hang it inside the conical flask and close the mouth of the conical flask with the help of the wooden cork. Now weigh the conical flask. Again, after weighing the conical flask, now slightly tilted the conical flask so that the substance Y can come out from the capillary tube and get mixed into the solution. As it get mixed in it, again weigh the conical flask. When we weigh, after weighing on observation, the mass before tilting the capillary tube is equals to the mass after the tilting of the capillary tube, means the mass remains the constant or remains the same. That means we can say that about the first law of conservation of mass, that in a chemical reaction the mass remains constant after or before a reaction. That is our law of conservation of mass. Next, the second concept is about law of constant proportion. Law of constant proportion says that it is given by the Prost. Here this law says that the substances are combined together to form a compound in a fixed ratio. Their ratio of the combination are always fixed and it has a constant proportion. For example, we can take an example of ammonia or water. Here, in case of ammonia, the formula of ammonia is NH3. Now, the ratio of nitrogen and hydrogen. Here, the number of molecules of nitrogen is 1 and the number of molecules of hydrogen is 3. Here, what is the atomic weight of the nitrogen is 14 and the atomic weight of hydrogen is 1. So what is the ratio? 14 ratio 3. So the ratio of the nitrogen and hydrogen in ammonia is 14 ratio 3. In case of water, the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen The number of molecules of hydrogen here is 2 and the number of molecules of oxygen is 1. So we can multiply. What is the atomic weight of hydrogen? 1. What is the atomic weight of oxygen? 16. So what is the ratio? 2 ratio 16 means it can be converted into simple whole number ratio. 2 1 ja and 2 8 ja. So what is the ratio? 1 ratio 8. We can say that in a chemical reaction, the substance or the elements combine together in a simple whole number ratio. For example, here ammonia and here water. In ammonia, nitrogen and hydrogen are in 14 ratio 3, whereas in water, hydrogen and oxygen are in ratio of 1 ratio 8. That is our law of constant proportion, means the ratio of the elements to form a compound remains constant and it is in simple whole number ratio. Next, the Dalton's atomic theory. The Dalton's atomic theory. John Dalton has given a theory known as Dalton's atomic theory. According to his theory, he has said that the atoms is the smallest particle of a substance and the substance is made up of these small particles known as atoms. Atoms combine together to form a bigger unit known as compound. The atoms of an element combine with each other in a simple whole number ratio, and the atoms of an element have similar mass and similar properties. That are the postulates given by Dalton's atomic theory. Now, what is the size of atom? The atom is a very small particles and it cannot be seen by naked eye. This atom, when we makes the stacks of the millions of atoms, then this stacks of the millions of the atoms is thinner than a single white paper layer. That much smallest the atoms are there. I hope you are able to understand this. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay home. Stay safe.